Quick question. Would you rather fight a bear or go to a crowded concert? If you pick the bear, this is for you. You're at a family dinner, 20 people talking at once. Your cousin asks why you're so quiet. Your aunt says you should put yourself out there more. And somewhere between the third, you're too sensitive, and the fourth, just relax, your brain has already calculated the fastest route to the bathroom. Not because you're broken, but because you just processed more emotional data in 10 minutes than most people do in an hour. What your brain is doing behind the scenes, it's wilder than you think. And you're definitely not the only one. Your peace isn't a problem, it's your sanctuary. Today, let's break down what's really happening inside your head. And I promise, by the end, you'll never feel guilty about leaving the party early again. Your brain is running in Ultra HD. Here's the thing. While most people walk into a crowded room and just hear noise, your brain is doing something completely different. It's picking up micro-expressions, background conversations, the flicker of fluorescent lights, the texture of someone's voice when they say they're fine but clearly aren't. This isn't a personality quirk. It has a name. Psychologist Elaine Aron calls this sensory processing sensitivity, or SPS. And here's what makes it fascinating. Brain scans show that people with high SPS have more activity in areas linked to awareness, empathy, and deep processing. Think of it like this. Most people's brains are running at standard definition. They get the general picture. Your brain, it's running in ultra-high definition. Every detail, every emotion, every subtle shift in the room, you're catching all of it. Your brain isn't malfunctioning at parties. It's working overtime. And this isn't rare. Roughly 15% to 20% of the population has this trait. That's almost 1 in 5 people. You're not oversensitive. You're neurologically wired to notice what others miss. The built-in authenticity detector. But your brain doesn't just process more, it filters differently. You know that person at work who smiles at everyone, but something about them just feels off? Most people won't notice for months. You noticed in the first 5 minutes. That's not paranoia. That's perceptual sensitivity. Your brain's built-in authenticity detector. Think of it like this. Everyone at a party is wearing masks. Most people see the masks and think, great party. Everyone's having fun. But you see through the masks. You notice who's performing happiness, who's holding back tears, who's saying, I'm great, while their eyes say something completely different. Your brain has been doing this your whole life. And here's the reframe that changes everything. You don't hate people. You hate pretense. You don't avoid crowds because you're antisocial. You avoid them because your brain is wired to detect inauthenticity. And crowded rooms are full of it. You're not antisocial. You're selectively social. There's a massive difference. Dopamine versus acetylcholine. Why you prefer depth. Here's where the chemistry gets interesting. Most people are wired to chase dopamine. The more is better chemical. Loud music, big crowds, constant stimulation, but your brain runs on different fuel. It prefers a neurochemical called acetylcholine, the depth over breadth chemical. Acetylcholine activates when you're having a deep conversation, reading something that moves you, or sitting in comfortable silence with someone you trust. Think of it like this. Dopamine is fireworks, bright, loud, exciting for 30 seconds. Acetylcholine is a fireplace, warm, steady, something you could sit beside for hours. So when someone asks why you'd rather stay home than go to a concert, it's not that you're missing out. Your brain is literally wired to find joy in quieter, deeper experiences. And that's not a limitation. That's a feature. The emotional Wi-Fi router. But there's one more thing your brain does that explains everything. You know how when someone near you yawns, you yawn? Or when someone starts crying, you feel that lump in your throat, even if you don't know why? That's your mirror neuron system, and in people who hate crowded places, this system is cranked up to 11. Your brain has what I like to call an emotional Wi-Fi router. In a one-on-one conversation, you're connected to one signal, clear, strong, manageable. But walk into a room with 50 people. Your router is now trying to pick up 50 emotional signals simultaneously. No wonder you feel drained. Your brain is literally running 50 emotional tabs at once. Remember that party you left early? Your brain was doing the math. The honest part nobody talks about. But here's where we need to get real. Not everyone who avoids crowds is doing it from a place of strength. Sometimes what looks like preference is actually avoidance wearing a comfortable mask. Psychologist Elaine Aron's research found that highly sensitive children raised in chaotic environments develop even stronger withdrawal responses as adults. Your brain learned early. The world is loud and your sanctuary. You didn't just find it, you built it. But here's the honest question. There's a difference between choosing solitude and hiding in it. Are you running towards yourself or away from everyone else? When solitude is a choice, research shows it boosts creativity and well-being. But when it's an escape, it has the opposite effect. So ask yourself, does my alone time fill my cup? Or am I just avoiding the world? Your permission slip, if you genuinely choose it. If your peace comes from abundance, not from fear, then here's your permission slip. You don't owe anyone your energy. You don't owe anyone your presence. Your quiet life is not a small life. It's a deliberate one. So the next time you leave a party early or choose a quiet night over a loud one, remember this. You're not broken. You're wired to notice more. And that was never a flaw. You're not antisocial. You're selectively present. And your quiet life. It was never the problem. It was always the answer. You just didn't have the science to prove it until now. If this felt less like a video and more like a conversation you needed, hit like and subscribe. And if someone in your life needs to hear this, share it with them. What's your version of a crowded room? Tell me in the comments. Take care of your energy. It's more valuable than you think.